Hello and welcome to today's teaching. My name is Eleni and I'm going to be talking about numbness today, and more specifically, numbness in the feminine heart and why numbness can prevent you from attracting in a beautiful, devoted masculine man, and or how numbness and why numbness in the heart can also block off intimacy in your relationship. Now, a huge turn on for the masculine is an open feminine heart, a receptive heart, because when the feminine heart is open, or a woman moves through the world with an open heart, she feels different. She feels like love. She feels anchored in her body and she feels safe in herself. She feels softer and her vulnerability is also felt through her presence, through her openness, through her communication as well. Whereas if a woman is moving through the world with a closed heart, cut off from feeling, not wanting to feel, afraid to feel, or she still has trauma in her body and she's too afraid to open, or maybe she doesn't know how, she feels harder. She feels closed off, and a man cannot penetrate her heart, and thus he cannot feel her. And a masculine man wants to feel a feminine woman. He wants to be able to penetrate her with his masculinity, through his leadership. And if a woman isn't open or vulnerable enough with him, or he can't even feel perhaps her wild heart, because we all have different flavors. We all have different parts of us that at times want to come out. There's the wild heart, there's a soft heart, there's the open heart, there's a vulnerable heart. There's all these parts of the feminine, all of these flavors that a man desires to feel. He may get bored, and that's the truth. Or he may stop trying. Perhaps, as an example, there's a man, there's a man and there's a woman, and she's not dropped into her feminine heart. He may try to lead her. He may try to set a container. And if a woman is closed off to this, she won't be able to receive him. And so a man gives up. I've been there. I've been that woman. And so I can speak to this, because even though I thought I was moving through the world with an open heart, a receptive heart, because I'm loving, why would you think I don't have an open heart? I am open, but I wasn't. I wasn't aware of just how closed off I was. My head was telling me that I was open, but my body was closed. My heart was closed, my womb was closed, not interested. And so this affected who I attracted into my life and how I showed up in relationship, and the kinds of dynamics that I experienced in relationship. And so if you are a woman that is experiencing numbness, even like in the heart, and also perhaps the yoni, perhaps you're just closed off from sex and you just don't feel like it. Perhaps there's been trauma. Perhaps something's happened that you haven't moved through and your body's still carrying it, still stored it. This work is for you to move into if you desire to be open, to feel safe, to know your self-worth. Because having a closed heart can end up feeling like a very lonely place to be and to live, not only with a man, but even with yourself. More importantly, with yourself. If you've been watching my work for a while, you'd notice that, yes, I talk about a man. Yes, I talk about intimacy. Yes, I talk about polarity. Yes, I talk about sex. But at the end of the day, this is all about you and connection to yourself and to God or the divine or creator, because that's what's most important. Having deep connection to you, to yourself, to your own heart, and to your own femininity. Because when you're relaxed in your body, you're in the feminine. And you're operating in the world through your most natural state. Trauma is not your natural state. And yes, there may have been some things that you experienced that wasn't your fault, that you've had to carry, that perhaps you can't forgive or feel like you can't forgive. And that's okay as well. I'm not telling you what you have to do. I'm sharing with you what is possible for you if you choose to devote yourself to your own healing. Experiencing the joy and the openness, the receptivity to not only a man, but also to life, to receiving more, to feeling more, to experiencing more. And when you're able to feel yourself with so much love, you're then able to radiate that out into the world, into your relationship, into your family, to your friends. And it's a gift to yourself and to the world. And so I invite you today that if you're experiencing numbness in the heart, to drop in and try to start feeling what's there. Because beneath numbness, there's anger, there's sadness, there's grief. And that wants to come out. That wants to be felt and experienced. Because once this is felt and experienced, it moves through you, it starts to dissolve. And you create space within yourself for a new frequency of love to move through you. You don't block it. You're not blocking it off because you're feeling yourself. You're giving yourself permission to feel all parts of yourself. And when we're able to feel all parts of ourselves, we can then start to tap into joy. Not only moments of happiness, but really start to tune into joy, lasting joy, joy throughout the day, all the time. And moving deep into the feminine, into your feminine practice also means that you're devoting yourself to laughter, joy, happiness, love, and learning to dance between shadow and light, learning how to hold it and move through it. And when the rest of the world is in chaos all around you, you won't be, because you're feeling into the truth through your presence with yourself and God or the divine. What a gift. What a gift. And I'll share, with myself, deepening into this practice of feeling it all, no matter what comes up in the moment. When I'm triggered with a man, I just let that feeling move through me. And if there's tears that want to come out, I let them come out. I express the hurt, frustration, and I just let it move through me. And then I'm free because I'm not suppressing it. And so when you're sharing the truth of your heart, you become a magnet for men of integrity, for men who can hold your feminine heart. If you share your heart with a man without blame, shame, or judgment, just your feelings, and it does not bring him into deeper presence, you need to leave him. I'll say it again. If you share your heart with a man without any blame, shame, or judgment, just expressing your feelings, and it doesn't bring him into deeper presence, and or he ignores you, invalidates you over and over again, he is not for you. And then you continue on with your own inner work, clearing out of your limiting beliefs about men, love, money, your own men, love, your worth, even money. I trust there's a reason I said that. And you start to become a match for a different frequency masculine. If you're continually attracting in emotionally unavailable men over and over again who cannot be present with you, I would encourage you to look at where you are still emotionally unavailable to yourself. What parts of you are you not present with still? What parts do you still struggle to look at? The parts that you don't want to touch. The parts that you still want to avoid. The places where you're still feeling numb. So, I hope you have enjoyed this teaching. I hope it has been valuable to you as well. If you're a devoted woman and you desire to move deeper into the spiritual repair of your devotional feminine template, clearing out trauma, pain, shame, guilt, density, the feelings of powerlessness, I encourage you to purchase my signature course, the Magdalena Intimacy course. It has helped hundreds of women over the last 3 years to clear out of their trauma, clear out of their pain, and anchor in more light, anchor in more love, attract in amazing men, take their sex life to the next level, and also help them become a match for more abundance and money. Because when we raise our vibration, when we raise our frequency, we become a match for different things, for different experiences, people, moments, places. And if you're in relationship, you can do this inner work through devoting yourself to the course and free tension in the relationship through doing the inner work on yourself. Because once you do the inner work on yourself, or you start to, it starts to create a ripple effect in the relationship. And then it flows out into your family as well, because you have started to move the energy. If you're struggling with something with yourself and in your relationship, shift the energy within yourself first and see what happens in the dynamic, instead of waiting for your partner to shift. Oh, I'm not going to do that because he's not doing that. Oh, I'm not going to do that because he should do it first. I always do it. When you can release that mindset and remember that you are a practitioner of love, and it is your responsibility every day, moment to moment, to be love, everything starts to shift. It's an identity shift from the inside. And once you shift the universe inside of you, your external world will shift as well. In love, in business, purpose, connections, friendships, everything, because you feel different. Your heart is open to receive. You're anchored in your womb power. You're anchored in your sexuality. You're confident. And you trust yourself because you trust your connection to a higher power. So if you're interested in the course, I'll post the link below. I'm sending you a ton of love, and I will see you all again soon.